I got asked to guest star on The Report, and this is our podcast on masturbation in relationships.
And we are live with The Report. It's me, Ruggs, a.k.a. The Greatest, a.k.a. Primetime, a.k.a. Mr. Look Nice,
a.k.a. Babar. You know what I
mean? AKA eat fucking sweet and sour sauce to sweeten up your lady.
Sweet and sour sauce.
Hey. Hold on. We have a guest here, actually. I have a question. If a guy comes over and
starts eating sweet and sour sauce to get himself
he brings
going.
You nuggets and sweet and sour sauce. Would you not appreciate
you calling him an Uber
gesture?
or not?
You can't bring people like Jackie.
What kind of date is
this?
Jackie
the guy's
goes
coming over just to like kill you up and say hi. And
oh.
It's nuggets and chill.
He's just saying what. Is it nuggets and chill, or is this just like a brethren come and say what?
No,
we're chilling with the nuggets.
Nuggles and chill? What the fuck?
Nuggets and chill, yeah. That's
I don't know if you heard me the first time. You take people like Jackie to Ruth's Chris, to Morton's.
Oh, man. Tim Hortons?
No.
I said Morton's.
Oh, I said Tim Hortons.
Jackie, don't listen to this guy.
I was like, what a range.
Stop.
If I was going to take you somewhere, I'd take you to Red Lobster, especially now that they're having
Red Lobster? You hate me. But nuggets are dope, but like it depends on the type of flex we're doing right now.
So you agree with the nuggets are the flex?
It depends on. I asked for more context.
It depends on the sauce. It depends on
I'll just give it to you.
Okay, so here's the context. In the last episode, he said to my chat, he says, I'm going to give you guys a great tip, a hack of the bedroom.
Tip. It's the best tip ever.
It's the best tip. He goes, when you're getting ready to bother your wife with your nonsense, meaning like, you know, getting sexy, get that time down.
He's trying to get some booty from some nuggets?
He goes, eat sweet and sour sauce because it gets your juices flowing. Jones stops and he goes, what a fat thing for you to say.
That's some big back shit right there.
But you see, it automatically made you think of the bacchus.
It works. How did you connect that? You said something about bacchus?
Of course.
I just said big back. That's
big
some big back shit.
Mind games.
Yo, Jackie looks mildly impressed, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, said sweet and sour, not even the new Wendy's ghost pepper dipping sauce. Sweet and sour, that's for
not
kids.
The Wendy's.
But no, ain't nobody throwing it back for some nuggets.
Yeah, thank you. Ain't nobody.
No McDonald's Gold Rush.
No.
Speaking of throwing, so I have a question. Speaking of throwing it back, and this goes back to an older topic we had. Oh my god, you're right. Anyways, this goes back to an old conversation we had. We were talking about, is it okay for men to please themselves while they're in relationships, or
right?
All right, pause. Can we rewind?
Wait, I think
rewind?
I saw this.
Hold on, pause. Rewind.
Yeah.
So that was Ruggs.
No.
Then we got Mr. Remarkable here.
Yeah,
we're
didn't
doing
even
cold start.
finish
Pause.
them.
We did a cold start
No, bro,
already.
we gotta introduce Jackie at least.
yeah,
We
yeah.
gotta introduce nobody.
Mad, bro.
We gotta introduce nobody. We good.
All
We
right.
good.
All right.
Post production, put in a title card.
We good.
So, shout out to Jackie over here who's about to hop in on our conversation about masturbating in relationships.
Okay, so
Actually, yes, this is perfect. Let me ask, because this is my talk. No, Jackie.
Yeah, talk about it. Talk
It's a
now.
specialty.
Talk about it.
You know me. You know me a long time. You know who I am.
Does he masturbate?
You know
in
my views on
relationships?
sex. Okay. Now, my view is, and this is my new, matured point of view,
Where is this going?
is that if you are in a committed relationship with someone, you should refrain from masturbation. You should refrain from porn. You should refrain from looking at half-naked girls on Instagram and scrolling through all that shit. And you should save the energy that you put into looking at that stuff and put it into your wife or put it into your girl. What is your opinion on that?
First of all, I just want to say that I think your
Very
Christian
special.
mingle way of life is
Fuck you.
very... You know, it's the right thing to do. It's on that higher level.
Yo, put the vibrator down.
However, I feel like those are just like, if you need to do a little thing by yourself, you do a little thing by yourself.
Right, because sometimes we don't want to. Like, I'm tired. I want to suck your dick right now.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. Yeah. I don't want you to do all that you do. Because, like, some guys, like, they need a performance and they need all that. Sometimes you just want to get in and out, man. Like,
so what's wrong with communicating with your significant other? Like, yo, make me bust quick so I can go to bed.
Sometimes it's just private. It's just you just want to light a candle. Get to see you by yourself. You put on whatever you like on the movie.
Because we go through that too.
Thing.
Sometimes we don't always want the dick either.
I don't want to deal with you. I just want to, you just put a towel down. You just prop your phone up. That's what I like. That's what I'm trying to watch today. And then which toy am I using?
Yeah, so it goes. But that's what I was trying to say. It goes both ways.
You just pick what you like. No fuss, no muss. But
wow.
Yeah, no fuss, no muss.
So you rather your man go and masturbate than come and bother you?
Yeah, sometimes. Yes. Sometimes I'm not trying to deal with you.
If I'm not into it, If you're like, sometimes you're like, oh, I'm so horny. I'm like, you
guys are like into it like all the time, and at some point it's like, listen, man, you want it like.
But you wouldn't prefer that your man, instead of bothering you and masturbating, kind of just have some self-control and hold it and wait, even if it's for 2 days. Let him wait and have some patience, and then unleash all that madness.
Like,
I wouldn't know.
If you're not coming to me and being like, wow, I just busted in my sock earlier.
Like,
I don't want to know.
Yeah, I wouldn't know just how he would know about my moments. And then when we want to be intimate, absolutely, let's be intimate. Let's be all up on one another. But sometimes you really just want that, like, in and out.
Yeah, the one pump chump.
No must. Yeah. Don't bother me. Don't talk to me. Don't anything.
So the question for my chat from that last episode is because they said that if a woman is insecure about a man watching porn in a relationship, that it's her insecurity not something that's like the man is responsible for. Yeah. So I agree, but I also wonder, is there a line, because like, is there a conversation to be had? Like, if I'm, say me and you, you've been married for 19 years. So I want your wife to kill me. Say me and you are in a relationship, right? And, shit, sorry, I got distracted. My bad. Sorry.
Porn,
No, I forgot where I was going with that. Go.
No, but I think you said it best. Because I have been watching you guys, and I think you said it best. Like, that's like a fantasy world, and I think you said no man ever watches it and says, I'm gonna marry that girl. Yeah. No, right. It's like, that's my little side over here. Okay, right. And this is my real life.
So I remember, because we watch porn too. Does anybody know that? That women watch porn?
Of course.
We do.
Of course.
So we don't look at porn. We don't look at the guys and think like, I have never. And I used to be like a porn addict, I'll be honest. I suffered from chronic masturbation in my early 20s. I was fucked. I don't know what's wrong with me. Because I didn't try to go find it elsewhere. So I was like, let me go do it myself, But for me, I never did that. And I've never, ever, ever found myself in the moment with a man and being like thinking about some other shit that I saw. It doesn't work like that.
Yo, your dick's too small, fam.
So, but if you and I were in a relationship and I say like, I don't want you watching porn because it makes me feel like XYZ, or maybe you want those women. What's the line between saying like, that's a personal problem and also tending to your relationship, I think was the biggest question, right? How do you hold your boundary of like, it's not really like that, I'm still gonna do it.
Yeah, but is masturbation that important?
No, you gotta ask.
Is it that important? No. Like, you'd rather masturbate than just make your wife smile?
So hold on, let me throw some perspective in here.
But what she doesn't know won't kill her. I've been with my wife for a hot
minute, and it's like one of those things where it's like, if I have that urge, like, and let's say it's like the middle of the day, and you just have to talk to her and be like, yo, how are you actually feeling?
Right.
Like, maybe she just doesn't feel like doing it. Like, that happens sometimes.
But also, who cares? Like, when have any of you guys, you've been married for 19 years, when have you ever jacked off and went and mentioned it to your wife?
All the time. It's like
what the fuck is wrong with you?
I go,
yo,
shake my hand.
Yeah, he's being an idiot still.
Right.
When you live with somebody, like my wife would know when I went to a masturbate. She would know.
Yeah.
Every single time she would know. Because guess
like,
what? We live in an apartment. We live together. And she sleeps like a cat, bro. The minute a pin drops, her ears like ping, and she's awake like that.
But
Two
that's what I'm
walls and
saying.
everything.
go
Like,
to
you
the
have to
shower,
talk to her
nothing?
first. Like,
I
be
can't
like, hey, what's
masturbate in the
going
shower.
on?
I need to be lying down, legs stretched out. And, you know what I mean? I
that's
can't
too
just
much.
stand up and rub
See,
one out.
I just
I'll
think
be
that-
standing there for like fucking 2 hours just doing that.
I just think that men and women are different because, like, it's just very, like, private time. Like, if you ask me, yeah, I already did it. Or, like, if you're like, hey, you want to do something? I'm good.
There are times, and it's not a
like,
personal
I would
thing.
never, like, I've never, and I've lived with someone and all those things. I'm not telling you.
In my relationship, I
weird.
definitely have like the higher sex drive, and I've never, like, I don't feel guilty if I need to go like flick the
think it's
bean.
because-
I don't feel any sort of type of way, and I know he doesn't either, because at the end of the day, like, our intimacy is our intimacy, and when we have it together,
Word.
it's fucking beautiful.
Well,
word.
So like, if I need to rub one out on the fucking side, or if you need to, I don't give a fuck. Don't come tell me and be like, what the fuck?
I think the reason why it's just
crazy.
Like the industry for women, you're not really seen as people who are consuming it as much. So like I know
Right.
any guys who'd be like, yeah, my girl went to go flick the bean. I'll be like, all right, cool, right? Like
Right.
I'm not worried.
Would you
about
feel offended? Would you be like, why didn't she come ask me first?
I would, yeah.
Yeah, but you the engagement would be there. So the insecurity would
Right.
be my personal involvement, right? Except for the odd times where women would be like I don't know many girls would be like, yo, your shit's not long enough. I don't hear that because my shit's good. But anyway,
Yeah,
You're like, can't relate.
that's the
if you're in a
concern.
relationship, your wife is
no,
not like
hold
your
on, let
shit's
me-
not long.
I just want to throw it
Let me-
out there. Smaller dick is better.
Let me
Just
finish.
want to say it. Just say it.
No.
No one ever says it. Just gonna say it.
Breathe.
At the end of the day,
Jack's like, wait a minute. I'll get into details sometime, but I'm telling you.
At the end of the day, when it comes to human anatomy, you guys are working with the first 2 inches in that area anyways, right? Anything else longer is like overkill, but whatever. Anyways,
4?
no, I'm talking about your anatomy, not
Oh,
ours,
okay, yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like that's
okay.
where most of the activity.
Bro,
Wait a
you do
minute.
know that they could feel it if you go the whole way back, right?
Yeah, that's a
Wait, you
different
think
story.
the vagina is only 2 inches long?
Oh no, I
Oh.
meant that area of stimulation. That's in that area.
No, the stimulation's at the back.
Yo,
trust
some
me. You
women
have to
like
go
their
8
walls
deep.
like cave.
All right, we're going way off topic. Okay,
Some women like their
anyways.
walls
Anyways.
caved in, bro.
So,
Like
No pain, no gain.
Jackie likes her walls caved in.
What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
fifth wall.
Oh, Jackie, I
if you
What
ain't,
are we doing here? What did we come out
if
here?
you ain't
What?
stepping different, you didn't do it right.
love you.
Okay, but the question is what is the conversation to be had? So if I were to pardon me, sorry about that. If me and him were dating and we were sitting at this podcast together and I were to say, it makes me feel some type of way when you watch XYZ, you want to still hold your ground and say, I'm still going to do it. Where's the balance between respecting your relationship and talking to your woman and validating her feelings without giving in to the demand?
I would want
What's
to
the
encourage
line?
that conversation, right? Like from where I am, I'd be like, okay, what component is troubling you? Is it like frequency?
Do you
Is it
think
the
I'm
content?
comparing myself?
Is it-
Do you-
exactly?
right.
But then that's a whole deeper conversation. Okay, so let's take it a step further now, okay?
Oh, God.
Let's say that when you said, what's the problem? And she said, you know what? I'd much rather you come to me. When you have those urges, come put it in my mouth and I'll deal with
Problem
it.
solved.
Jesus
Then
Then
Christ.
problem solved, right?
But that goes back to what I was saying about
okay, so
communication.
same thing for the woman. She's like, I don't want to do all of that. Sometimes I just want to. So what if your man came to you and said, you know what, babe, when you feel those ways, come sit on my face, bust a nut, and go to bed. You don't gotta play
But
yourself.
let's be
I got you.
honest, in a relationship, we do that anyway. So the
Right.
times in a relationship where we find ourselves like doing it solo, our partners clearly aren't available. If I had a choice, I'd be fucking my man.
Yeah, but
like,
see, that's you. If Jackie had a choice, even if her man was sitting right there, she'd be like, you know what? I don't
Not if
feel
he's
like
sitting
doing.
right there.
I don't feel like.
You're like,
I don't feel like doing the
Oh,
whole
he's
show. I
right
don't feel like
there.
doing a performance right now.
But
so
that's- but I
I'm gonna
don't-
go
I
flick
don't
the bean
think-
instead.
But then you're going back to the man and being like, okay, cool. Like, if your woman came to you and be like, I'm here for a service call, most of the time we won't object it. Where are you going to find a man being like, yo, I'm not in the mood?
But
regardless.
thank you. That's a great point because I think that there's like an ego side of things.
If
Like
if you're a
don't
woman
like
with a
to
high
hear-
sex drive,
Yeah.
let me tell you, because
Yeah.
the thing is that men, it's easier for men to come than women. So for a lot of situations, like he'll come first, and then it's not his fucking fault, but like shit's really sensitive. Shit's like, it's like it's
Who are
not
these guys who are coming first?
going back, huh? You're like, who are you?
These people.
It must be those Edmonton.
Yeah.
That's why the crime rate is so high
Like,
because
who
they have
are
time.
these people?
No, but
I don't know these people.
Yo, shout out to Bear Paws. Shout out Bear Paws.
Most-
She don't know those type of people, homie. She don't know. Shout out to Bear Paws holding it down.
Most of the time, like
Yes,
men
sir.
will really pull that effort to like pull back and stuff like that. But the reality of it is that our anatomy is different. It is easier. It is more sensitive for a man. It's easier for him to come first. So if it's something like that where it just happens,
I disagree.
you know,
If you take the time to learn your woman's body, you can make her come in 10 minutes, bro.
Sometimes
With
you
just
can't
your
help
tongue.
it.
But you're
Sometimes
talking-
you say something to a man and he's like, oh,
But
fuck.
That's
Like,
why oral sex is
hold on.
important. You should always
Why
make your
is
girl
that
come
way?
with your tongue
You
before
wanna
you
know
do
why
anything
it's
with
that
your
way?
dick.
I like the second.
So-
Oral sex is very, very important.
Yeah,
Very important.
we appreciate
You
that
should
over
be yamming your girl out,
See, if
making
you're
her
not
bust before you
doing
even
that-
give her
So-
dick.
Ew,
don't-
did you say yamming
very
your
important.
girl
It's
out?
very-
Don't
very
ever yamming?
Yeah.
Of course.
Terminology.
Is it because yams are pink? What's the...
No, nyam, like
Nyam.
nyam.
Oh, yum, yum.
Yum, yum,
Nyam.
yum,
Yum, yum. Oh.
Sorry. You should be performing
I
cunnilingus
was like, no.
and making your girl orgasm before you even pull out your dick.
So
Okay, but what I'm saying is that there are times where it doesn't happen that way. Maybe you're looking extra good. Maybe you say something a little sweet. You know, like sometimes it doesn't happen that way. So those would be the times that, like, as a women, we're like, you know, we're satisfied. We feel good. We're not judging you.
Hold on, what type of guys do you date?
I mean, not many.
What's your type? No. What's your type?
I don't really have a type, to be honest with you. I don't have a
Okay,
type.
if you do a quick scan,
I
what's
like,
the common?
oh shit, I don't know.
Heartbeat.
Heartbeat, definitely. I don't know. I like shit. I don't know. I don't have a type.
I can tell you black, 5'10", 6 is great, but low fade.
I prefer
Caribbean,
okay,
African,
okay. I prefer like
Yo, why
like
you looking
shorter.
at me so hard when you say
I
that?
can't be wrong. I'm looking at the camera.
Because Jackie don't
Yourself over there.
I don't know. I prefer like, I don't know, maybe men who are like, I prefer natural, anything natural. So whether you're naturally, I prefer like naturally bigger, like not super muscular like that. I'm not really into that.
Black, white,
I'm into-
Asian.
I don't have an
American.
ethnic person.
She likes them all.
Damn.
I've dated indigenous. My daughter, her dad's Jamaican. I've dated fucking
God damn.
white is white. Fucking my boyfriend now is Arab. I freaking
Taste the rainbow.
yeah, taste the rainbow. Skittles. That's my nickname. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't know. I don't really have a preference. But what I'm saying is like there are times. I mean, I've even had it where like, you know, maybe I come a little too quick and I'm a little embarrassed. Like it happens.
Nothing to be
So
ashamed of.
like you're like,
What do you
don't
mean?
be
Why would
embarrassed.
you be embarrassed about that? As a man, I'm
I
just
don't
like,
know.
yes!
Because you
Like, I'm
can't.
feeling
Because
super good
shit's
about
sensitive.
that.
Shit gets really sensitive, and you can't
I
keep
wish
going.
my girl was
Take
so
an
good
edible.
like that.
Those
So-
take. Okay, I
Let
got
me
you.
interlude on this. So,
Calm
like,
body.
a lot of what you're saying, sometimes it could just be a feeling. So sometimes you might be coming home from like a night out, and your wifey just might be more frisky than you at the time, and she might beat you to the punch.
Definitely.
Or you might be on edibles.
I've
or
always
whatever
dealt
it
with
is,
having
right?
like the higher sex drive in my relationship, and especially
Like
when
no
it
one
comes
hurt
to
you.
men, they like after they come, they have a hard time continuing to go, which isn't their
Yo,
fault.
this
Shit's
show,
sensitive. It's out there,
What
but like.
guys though, bro?
No,
Like,
No,
Most
she
of
like
them.
no, this
Well,
girl.
Hold on.
Most
We
of
had
them.
so I'm gonna
They
say
need like
that.
an hour to reboot. I don't have an hour. I'm gonna rub that shit out in
It's-
fucking 5
it's-
minutes. I don't
Yeah,
got
yo,
an
listen,
hour.
Jones is a
Okay,
fiend,
so
eh?
let
Jones
me
is just like yo,
rebut
bang,
that.
bang, bang.
No, let me
Oh,
read.
bang,
No,
bang,
let me
bang,
I don't
bang,
think there's
bang.
rebut that.
anything wrong
If
with that.
I come before my woman, I have no business being upset.
That's because
that
you're
she
a
mastered me.
fiend.
Why would I be upset?
Right.
I didn't do my job. Of
Most
course
men
you get to
don't. Most
masturbate.
men are able to slow it down, but there is
You know what I mean?
moments. There's times where it happens. Can we acknowledge? Oh shit! Can we acknowledge that
That
there are
shit's
times?
fun.
Well, yeah, because it's
Can
part
we
of
acknowledge
biology.
that there are times where it's like, oh, you just bust a little too quick, you
Yeah.
know? Whether it's habitual, whether it's not, you know, there are moments that it happens. And what I'm saying is that there are times where, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with jacking off in a relationship. I don't think
so
there's
either.
But if my man, so say, you know, if my man were to come to me and say, it makes me some kind of way when you watch porn, if you know, it makes me feel some kind of way, then I would, then I would talk to him about it. And I would say, he hasn't, just for the record, but if he did, I would talk to him about it, and I would say, okay, what's the issue here? Like, do you think I'm looking at these men and wishing it was you? Do you think that I have that in my head when I'm sleeping with you? Let's talk about it. Let's communicate about it. But that doesn't mean I don't have to stop watching. I've been watching the same porn video for 6 years. Yeah. You're not ripping that shit away from me.
Which one was that again?
Can't tell me. I'll send you the link. It's good. It's a good one. Can't tell me I'm not loyal. Same way.
Well, you probably pace yourself to it too, right? Like it's like. It's like a song, you know, when the orchestra is going to really get in there.
But for the most part, if we're in a relationship, sometimes our partners are sick. Sometimes they had bad days, you know? Like, if they have a bad day, the last thing you want to do is be like, hey, I know your cousin just died, but can I please, you know?
Damn, you can't just wait a day or two to have a nut. You know, I would just like us to live in a world where if we're with someone, we're able to rub one out in peace. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, without thinking twice about it.
We should be able to just do not an insult. What we want to do as long as we're not like.
But communication is key. If your partner comes to you and says, this makes me feel uncomfortable, saying fuck you, bitch, that's a personal problem, is unacceptable. You should talk and cater to their feelings.
I dated a woman that watches porn.
You've never dated. Oh, they're just not admitting it to you. Yeah, they are not admitting it. We watch porn all the time.
I watch porn with my wife, and I've dated multiple women who told me they don't like that I watch porn, and they'd rather take care of me themselves. I dated multiple women who told me that. My current wife
women are taught to compete with each other. Yeah. That's what we're taught.
My current woman never cared that I watch porn. Like, I'd ask her, she's like, no, I don't give a damn. But also, at the same time, I could have gone to her. Like, hey, I could have gone to her at any time, like, babe. And she's like, yeah, babe, I got you. She's never, ever said no to me on anything.
Right.
At any given time. So I had no reason to watch.
You're talking about the dynamics of your relationship. So we're talking about in, like, general steps, right? Like, you just kind of went through the roundabout and saying, I've dated women who were bothered by
like
it.
That.
And then
what
you're
about
like,
long term?
Different, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
when they said they were bothered by it, I was like, so what would you like me to do? And they're like, yo, I'll just come to me. I'll take care of you. I was like, oh, perfect.
Well, fucking fair enough. Yeah, no, like fair enough, right? But I think if it was a situation where it was like, hey, can I get some? And you're just like, no.
But I feel like you as a man,
but don't
it is your
masturbate.
job
I think that's fucked up.
to physically please your woman. That's
okay,
your
so
job.
I've heard that many times, but I just want to say,
if you don't have the endurance to physically have to make her come through intercourse, then cunnilingus is a skill that can easily be trained.
Hold on, I have a question. I have to drop in and contradict
learn.
exactly what you're saying. And my whole thing is like, if you're holding out as a man, like, let's be real, let's have an honest talk here. You're holding out as a man, you're waiting the 3 days or whatever, and your woman's like, yo, let's go at it right now. You mean to tell me that you're like, oh yeah, my stamina's gonna be for 10, 20 minutes?
You guys didn't hear me.
Yes.
You guys didn't hear me. You didn't hear me. You didn't hear me. You didn't hear me. You weren't listening. Your ears suck. I'll tell you why.
Okay, Joe.
Sorry, I'm gonna tell you why.
He takes masturbation seriously.
No, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because like I said multiple times in the last 20 minutes, it is your job as a man to make her come with your tongue before you even pull out your dick.
What are you not about that life though?
Not what is she not about that life? All women are about that life.
What woman is not? Let me talk to her. Let me say a couple words.
Not every girl is about the tongue life.
Okay, so but as a perspective, because I've heard that many times, I've heard this, and I don't think it's very often that women say it.
I've never met a woman that isn't about that tongue life, bro. Show me this woman. I've never met her.
As women, because I've heard this reiterated many times with men about, like, it's our job. They feel like a lot of pressure. And that was something that before I even had those types of conversations with men, that was something that I felt like women were very isolated on because, and maybe I'm wrong, so it helps to have another woman here. I feel like as women, the reason why a lot of us have issues with, like, intimacy and, like, orgasming and coming to that place is because a lot of us feel like it's a performance, right? So the pressure that you guys feel to put on for your woman, I'm telling you, a lot of us feel the same. We feel we have to look a certain way. We're thinking about, oh, is my tummy looking a little weird when you got my legs back like that? Is it, we think and we feel that way too. So I just want to put that out there because there's a lot of pressure on men in the bedroom, but I feel like for women, it's the same for us because we know, and I mean, maybe it proves to your point. Maybe we know that if guys are watching porn, this is what we're watching. If I don't compare to that, it's a performance. And so a lot of women don't get out of their heads and into their bodies where they can, like, feel that release and feel that moment. I can promise you this
now. If the man is doing what he's supposed to do, listen, to me, it's simple. It's very simple, bro. You should be engaging with your woman, looking at her in her eye, pulling her hair, kissing her deep, taking that deep sigh, caressing her, massaging her, holding her down, taking the oil, you're rubbing her feet, getting her in the mood. It's your job to create that atmosphere as a man.
But we feel
That's your
the
job.
same.
Well, then it should be simple then. No one should feel no fucking way about nothing, bro.
no,
Let's
but
go.
you're talking about performance mode versus image mode.
Yeah.
So even though we're both trying to achieve
Isn't
something,
it the same thing?
No.
because we're looking for stamina and length, right? And it goes to like
Not every
how
girl
long we're
wants
going in the
stamina.
activity and all that shit stuff. And then some girls, exactly.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Roma is coming back and saying they're
What
competing
aspect
against
are you
image.
talking about it in, though? Because, like, I feel like you're talking about almost like one-night stands. What I'm talking about is you and your woman. If you have a woman and you're not taking the time to learn your woman, hold your woman down, get to know her, these problems shouldn't last more than a couple months. Because if you're paying attention to every curve
there's communication.
and crevice, when you lick her neck on the left side at the top right, what does it do? When you lick her inner thigh, every curve and crevice.
She's like, oh,
does
got
she
it.
like between her pinky toe and the last toe lick? Does she like, is there a nerve there that strikes her fancy? You know what I mean? These are the things you need to figure out. You should be learning your woman.
Okay,
period.
so but let me ask you, do you think that's just, do you think, because you said as a man this is what you should do, have you thought about or like extended the like as women, like how we're like, okay, this is what we're supposed to do? Because I think hearing it as a woman, we sound so similar, and if men and women could communicate, especially in the bedroom.
Here's the beauty about it. When you pay that type of intimate attention and in-depth attention to your woman, she automatically reciprocates. She's like, oh, God damn, this nigga's going everywhere.
Yeah.
And then you got her doing things she's never done. She's like, this nigga got me feeling some kind of way. I'm like, yeah, bitch, we go do some things you never done before. You know what I mean?
Right.
and you can make it happen.
Right.
But you got to create that, bro. You can't just expect her to do everything, bro. Everyone's different. You got to get to know her. You got to get in her head. Do the Irish jig on her fucking brain. You know what I mean? You got to get to know her. Sex is mental.
Right.
It's not physical,
Facts,
bro.
true,
you could be an ugly,
true,
fat shit with a small dick, but if you got her brain mesmerized,
facts.
That's true.
That's
yeah.
and you got her brain mesmerized, it don't matter. You lick her fucking neck, she's like, oh, this nigga made me come with just his tongue. That's because, bitch, I got you up here.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true.
And these guys don't take the time to learn their woman, bro. If you don't know that when you lick her on her left shoulder blade at the bottom, that it makes her left toe go a little bit like this, and you ain't doing your fucking job.
I mean, the level of detail is fantastic.
Shout out to my man, 'cause my man like that. So shout out to
bro,
him.
because your man's an alpha, and that's the problem.
Right.
And here's what I'm trying to say. Men who are alphas do that naturally because they naturally want to dominate everything around them, and the only way to dominate everything around you is to know everything around you intimately.
Right. I hear that. Yeah.
That's an alpha.
Fucking mic drop. Shit.
That's it.
All right. Well, shit. That was the whole conversation was about that was.
So yeah, back to what we're saying. I somewhat agree with Jones, but
I mean, Daniel Steele novel over here.
You're light skinned too. We're light skinned together.
Yeah, but I was trying to just a little more brightly. You know what I mean?
Okay, whatever.
As you can see,
so
different level.
You know what? There are
It is considered light skin. That's crazy. See, I think that's a difference between Toronto and Calgary.
I'm more like high yellow.
Light skin.
So
light skin back home means like you can't tell unless you look at the hair. That's what light skin means back home. Yeah.
So
I never.
Jones
that's crazy.
here
that's
in Toronto would be considered Filipino.
Facts.
What?
Yeah.
And me, unfortunately, they refer to me as yellow or extremely light skinned.
Well, instead of that, as what you call it, red. As our red man.
Yeah, you're red.
Red.
They call me straight up yellow. They don't even give me a color other than yellow.
Wait. Are you serious?
Yeah. Yo, I can't do it right now because we're on camera, but my belly is pasty, so it's rough out there.
I think that's probably what they're catching, you know.
My belly is probably lighter than your forehead, bro.
Bro, my belly's probably lighter than your belly. I tell you that now.
Holy.
I'm not comparing, no Diddy. So
We're not going to sit here and have them whip it out in front of the camera, no worries.
All right,
with that being
comparison
said,
right now. Go. We got 1 minute. Let's go. 1 minute, 17
put it on the
seconds. Pull it
table.
out.
You know what? Pause. No comparisons. Let's stop this right now.
yeah, let's stop
End that conversation.
End the hate.
End that conversation.
With
This
that
was the
being
report.
said, let me throw this out there. So, Roma's chat, what do you guys think about masturbating?
They said Hashtag no Diddy in unison.
Hashtag no Diddy, baby.
And the people who sit down and watch the video, let us know what you think about this. Because honestly, like masturbating in relationships, it's a yin and a yang. It's needed, but I understand the flip side of it. If you're going overboard, is probably you shouldn't be going overboard.
Yeah.
Communicate with your wifey. Like,
We got 45 seconds.
That's all I'm saying. Talk to your woman.
My chat is asking, to the men at the table, do you guys appreciate or prefer when women give you instructions? So if women say, this is
appreciate, 1,000,000%. Oh, yeah.
Good one.
Tell me everything.
Like, tell us.
Tell me everything. I want to know.
Tell me everything.
Everything. I want to know what pinky toe does what. I want to know everything.
I read the instructions from IKEA.
So,
I will never wear it. Don't wear
Just
flip
all the
flops
way
around
down
Jones.
to the extremities, bro.
With that being said, our
Alright.
instructions to you is subscribe.
And
Yeah,
like.
like, comment, share, and clip your
peace.
favorite parts.